trophy at the end of the tournament, but first today and tonight.
We'll see you on the other side. We're going to head to some quick commercials. Don't go anywhere. We got a haymaker coming up. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Early mornings, late nights, every rep, every sacrifice leading to this. Fueled by BioSteel, the best get the chance to make their mark. One weekend, one shot at glory.
Basketball fans, let's meet the starters for our visiting Queens Gaels. First to the floor from Kingston, Ontario, number 3, Lucas Silas. From Ajax, Ontario, number 7, AJ Cummings. From Kingston, Ontario, number 8, Ollie Engman. From Burlington, Ontario, number 12, Tyson Lama. And from Stratford, Ontario, number 22, Malcolm Bailey. The Gaels are led by head coach Stephen Berry. Coach Berry is assisted by John Cooksio and Justin Wallace. Now, fans, let's meet the starters for the Calgary Dinos. First to the floor from Calgary, Alberta, number 1, Nate Catrone. From Brampton, Ontario, number 8, Noah Wharton. From Calgary, Alberta, number 11, Dylan Lutz. From Cochrane, Alberta, number 15, Aiden Smith. And from Bentley, Alberta, number 22, Declan Peterson. The Dinos are led by head coach Dan Van Hoeren. Coach Van Hoeren's assisted by Kyle Landry and Blaine Misiak. Fans, the officials for today's game.
Welcome back inside War Memorial Gym. Andrew Saber on the call alongside Ilya Kurbanov. We have a great one here tonight, Ilya. So much to look forward to. You have Rookies of the Year, Players of the Year. What's on deck for you?
Honestly, a good game of basketball, I'll tell you that much. Two firepowers offensively to get going.
As the tips won by Queens, regaining possession Here's Engen, the reigning U Sports Rookie of the Year, announced yesterday. What a campaign. The Kingston native, the hometown kid, 18 points per game in just his first year of U Sports hoops. Engen for three. Not his strong suit, misses that one. Here's Silas. Luca, his brother Cole, graduating last year. 3 seconds to work. Silas puts it up. Doesn't go. Rebound over to Calgary. Jump ball is going to stay with the Dinos.
Looks like a foul might have been called against the Gaels underneath the Dinos rim. Not the best foul to commit if you just had the shot opportunity.
Aiden Smith gets this inbound, one of the big players for the Dinos. Good hustle back defense for Queens. Ball bobbling around a little bit. Declan Peterson trying to make the shovel pass. Talking to Dino staff before the game. Ilya, how big is Declan Peterson? Standing tall, 6'11", big, 7-for-7 game in that Canada West final.
A huge performance by the third-year forward and some critical defensive stops along with that stellar offensive shouting.
7 for 7 from the field, but not to be outdone. Nate Petrone, 38 points, 10 assists, only 2 turnovers in that clinching victory against the hometown team, UBC. Here's Warden, third team, Canada West, and proven why, Noah Warden.
One of the players who could easily get going offensively from the 3 and inside.
Noah Warden, the Bramptonian, have to be careful with him. Here are the Gaels. Late clock scenario. Engen, that's his second 3 attempt of the game. Gets the air on that one. Warden going to be helped back up. But that's exactly what head coach Dan Van Horn for the Calgary Dinos wants. Keep Engen on the perimeter, known for getting into the paint.
Not allowing him any dribble penetration. And you see also the Gaels picking up early on Petrone. Trying to make it hard for him to bring the ball across.
That one might have been tipped. Indeed it was. Block shot on the perimeter. Coming out there was Malcolm Bailey to deny that 3 from Aiden Smith. Good rotational D. Low score so far, 3-0. Here's Warden, the lone scorer of the game, misses the layup. Rebound to Peterson. A man amongst the trees, Declan Peterson, gets harassed, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
A strong body. Have to put a box out on him, though it's easier said than done. When you're standing at 6'8", you still have the opportunity to just stand tall and hope the ball finds you within your range.
Peterson misses the first. And for the Dinos fans joining us, the lone title to their name won in 2018. That was the Lucas Manis year. He was a hero of that team amongst some other counterparts. For Queens, searching for their first title. They came close last year, losing in the finals. Head coach Steph Barry saying heading into the Final 8, he feels his team has overlooked the 7th seed. Right. That one misses for Engen. A little bit of a reach in committed there by Queens. Tyson Lama getting into the grill of number 11, Dylan Lutz.
You know, and talking about being overlooked, obviously playing in a very strong OUA conference, the only team that they kind of had difficulties getting over with is the GGs who played earlier at the Thunderbird Arena.
GGs ultimately winning the OUA, the Wilson Cup, 95-87 over Queens on March 8th. And you were in the gym, Thunderbird, converted for basketball. How's it looking there, Ilya?
Well, it was incredible. You would expect some struggles, obviously, in a different scenario and different gym, but as we speak, the Gaels now get going with their first field goal.
Now we take a moving screen. Indeed it was. Not set on the feet. Declan Peterson running right into that one. Lucas Ponting. In these teams, we had this matchup circled, Ilya. We were talking pregame. This could be one of the funnest games to watch of all of the final 8.
Certainly starts with the offense, and you kind of want to see what kind of adjustments and what type of assignments that both coaches have made to their respective players, containing Patron and Engen, of course, being those leading scorers.
Here's Patron coming off that 38-point performance. But here in the corner for the Dinos, who else but Dylan Lutz, fourth-year business major out of Calgary.
And the Dinos have a number of players who can make it work from the three-point line.
Silas the rebound. That one tapped out. Here's Patron on the break. Odd man rush. Patron, nice little touch pass. Dylan Lutz, the open man and beneficiary. Here's Engen. Dribbles into the lane. Can't get his first basket of the game. Bailey gets the board. Here's Silas, another offensive board. That's going to be a foul charge against the Dinos. Great activity around the rim.
And Silas and the company crashing the offensive glass, getting those second chance opportunities. Might not be getting the second chance points immediately, but those pile up if you continue to not find a body if you're the Dinos as the shot goes up.
Here's Kai Dalen, leading field goal shooter on this team. He's a rim runner trying to rotate down. Late shot clock heave, can it go for the Gaels? Scott Jenkins, he hits it just in the nick of time.
A tough fadeaway by Jenkins, and now unsportsmanlike foul called against the Dinos. Not sure if it'll be against Wharton, but
looks like
Silas was hitting the deck pretty hard.
Yeah, Silas getting up under his own power. Good to see. Looks like it might be called for a pull. Grab at the wrist by Wharton. Silas gonna shoot his own free throws here. Technical foul charged. (9-5) early lead for the Dinos. Silas hits his first. It's both. 2 shots and ball in favor of Queens.
The Dinos faithful try to make some noise and cause distraction against Silas, but that wouldn't matter.
Ponting on the perimeter, wide open, time, space, bucket. Lucas Ponting from the wing.
And immediately into the 94-foot pressure.
Wide open on the wing as well. Back and forth they go. The Dinos with the answer, courtesy of Aiden Smith.
Smith is one of those players you can't leave wide open. Extremely efficient. As a team, the Dinos shooting well over 35% from that spot.
Full court press still in effect here for the Gaels. As their warm-up t-shirt said, nothing is easy. They're leading with that defense. Big rebound. Aiden Smith blocked from behind. Here's Silas leading the break. Dribble, drive to the rack. Swatted aside, rotational D from Martinez Sabalauskis. Swing pass. Over to Patron, yet to be on the score sheet. I'm sure we'll hear from him soon. 9 seconds on the clock. Little push shot. Patron can't get it to go. Now Silas is going to pick it up. Wants to talk it over. That's going to be the 4th team foul charged against Queens quickly in this one. Next one means a bonus.
Both teams playing some physical defense and making some mistakes along the way as it comes in that fashion.
It's 12-10. We're going to head into a commercial break. You're watching the Indochino Final 8 presented by Victory Creative Group.
Delaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur ICTout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICTout.tv.
Welcome back inside War Memorial. You're watching U Sports Final 8 basketball. I'm Andrew Savory alongside Ilya Kurbanov. What a pleasure here tonight. We got the Dinos faithful in red. We got some Queens fans traveling out. This is what U Sports basketball is all about. 4 conferences coming together. We're lucky to have both the men's and the women's here this year, Ilya.
You know, it's the first time we have both tournaments in the same location happening all at the same time. And like you said, the fans have made some commitments and traveled all the way to Vancouver, British Columbia to show their love and support.
Swing pass into the corner. Calgary can't strike from deep. Here's Engen, yet to hit the score sheet. Good for 18 points a game typically. Jenkins, inside. That one's good for 2. Kai Dalen, just as they drew it up.
A good pick and roll action between the two.
Going to the rim, quickly up the floor. Gonna head to the line for 2 shots. Aiden Smith. Aiden Smith, Dylan Lutz making contributions here for the Dinos. Checking in is number 24, Gershon Sran, and AJ Cummings checking back in for the Gaels.
Aiden Smith, not someone who goes to the free throw line very often, as you typically would find him around the three-point line, spotting up and waiting for his opportunity. But on the 13 opportunities in the regular season, he converted all 13.
14-12 right now in favor of the Dinos. The game's not going to be won in the first quarter, but what habits can you start? We've seen a few lead changes quickly here in the Final 8 thus far. Sran fighting on the ground for that one. AJ Cummings also hitting the deck. Possession arrow is going to favor the Dinos. Just over 4 minutes left in this first quarter.
Both teams sacrificing a body and putting it all on the deck for every single possession, as it matters, especially down in a crunch time when extra opportunities can come at a cost.
Every game is sudden death. Not a best of 3, it's March Madness. It's one and done. You have to play your best. Every team is beatable. Every team here is already a champion or top among their conference. Here's Warden. Warden, time and space, loses the handle. Dalen up in his grill. Dalen, such length in his frame. Able to get up into Warden, who was trying to create some space. 6'7" wing. Here's Patron. Sran on the screen. Patron took some contact. Can't get the near 4-point play to drop, but for Patron, chance to get into the scoreboard for the first time tonight. And if you're the Gaels, you do not want Nate Patron to get going.
That's not the person you want anywhere near the rim, free throw line, or anywhere on the scoring sheet. Came nearly scoring some or averaging some percentages that you normally see in the NBA, the 50, 40, 90 club.
Nate Patron, spectacular season.
He was just tenths away, shooting 90% from the free throw line in the Canada West regular season.
Sycamore. Working on the screen from Bailey. Bailey's inside. That one doesn't go for Sycamore. Rebound, Bailey puts it back up and in for 2. Here's Warden, he's doubled. Lots of pressure on the ball from the Gaels. Trying to make Calgary speed up their offense with a full court press. Here's Thran, gets that one to go off glass for 2. Patron with the find.
Again, Patron may not be scoring much or not having a lot of opportunities, but gets everybody else involved as he can.
AJ Cummings, that's his second 3 of the game. 2-point ball game, back and forth they go. Getting right to the rim there. The old man game on the post-up, Martinez Sabalauskis. Looked like something you might see in the Euro Cup. A little bit of finesse getting to the rim.
You know, using the body and the feet work. A lot of times, like you said, European style is the Latvian native. Shows his roots.
One of those moves that it's tough to coach. You're just kind of born with it and you develop it on your own. Everyone has a go-to. And Martinez Sabalauskis showing he's crafty in the post, hitting his first of 2 free throws. Queens, not your typical 7 seed. They were 16-6, on and off again throughout the season. They had some changeover. Few players graduating. Lucas' brother Cole Silas, Connor Kelly, Fofo Adetoguin. But there's a reason they got to the Wilson Cup Finals. Clear line drive. Easy move to the rim for Dylan Lutz on the breakaway. That's not what head coach Steph Barry wants for the Gaels. AJ Cummings, is he 3 for 3 from the land beyond in the first quarter? He is.
Cummings is on fire.
What a find, Nate Patron, full court touchdown. Dylan Lutz, that's a pick 6 almost.
Talking about, again, getting everybody involved, having his eyes up.
Dalen fighting for that one, so active around the rim. Kai Dalen, there's a reason he is the leading field goal shooter on this team. He's got the wingspan, he's going to get those second chance opportunities.
The glass battle continues between these 2 squads.
Dalen, a little bit out of control, gets his own board, goes up again. Here's Patron. And they are pressuring with 2 on the ball right now, which is leading to some of these fast breaks. Warden in the corner. Over to Lutz, Patron, time, space. Can't get it. Cummings with the rebound. Cummings tied for a game-high 9 points with Dylan Lutz. Cummings, heat check, he hits it! AJ Cummings, unconscious from deep right now.
Making it count every single occasion. Cummings cannot leave him open.
Dale in the rebound, Cummings. Does he have a heat check in him? Let's find out, he's going into the paint. Doesn't drop, Warden with the board. Warden, Silas trailing, Warden, bucket, 5-point lead for the Dinos.
With a quick response, Noah Wharton hits a second triple of the evening.
Engen straight to the rim, no one over to help. You saw there was a high screen and the rim was unprotected. 40 seconds left to go in a thrilling first quarter. Dylan Lutz, offensive foul charged to the Dinos. I believe that one's going to go against Sren. Out of control on his way to the rim. Gaels getting over, planting their feet to draw the charge.
And like we were talking about, two firepower, heavy offenses that average over 90 points a game are on pace both to break the century mark with the way this game is going. 28-25, obviously still favoring the Dinos.
Ponting from deep, doesn't go. About a 3-second differential, game clock, shot clock, Calgary. Lutz from three, he hits it. Calgary finding their rhythm from deep, 5 of 11 from the land beyond.
It's a familiar territory for the Dinos. They've played in this gym 3 times this year. This is their 4th occasion.
Bain can't get it to go, as Patron's just gonna throw it up. And that's gonna wrap first quarter action. It's a 6-point, high-paced affair. 31-25 in favor of the Dinos. We'll see you on the other side of a commercial break. You're watching the 2025 Indochino U Sports Basketball Final 8, presented by Victory Creative Group. It's U Sports on CBC.
We are athletes.
Do you know what Husky athletes are made of?
Determination.
Hustle. Resilience. We're part of a team and a community.
We work hard for every goal.
And every grade.
Do you know what Husky athletes become?
Pharmacists. Teachers. Professionals.
Olympians.
When you invest in student athletes, you invest in the future. When you elevate her, you elevate the game. Watch women win.
Everyone watches Husky women's sports.
See her, be her.
We have a game on our hands inside here at War Memorial Gym. Andrew Savory on the call alongside Ilya Kurbanov. And right now, it's time for the first quarter statistics brought to you by Wilson, makers of the official U Sports Basketball. Not a ton of defense in that first quarter, whole lot of offense.
Whole lot of offense and some extreme firepower from the three-point line. Both teams shooting well over the 40% mark, and it's almost like they just run the transition, trade some buckets, and hope that one of them will outscore one another, which is the point of the game. But can either of the two get those stops in those crucial moments and actually establish a solid momentum moving forward is the question.
We should have expected as much as Warden makes his drive to the rim. Kicked out to Lutz, hit a three at the end. That one's going to be kept alive by Declan Peterson. 5 seconds to work with. Here's Patron, three. Over to Peterson for the alley-oop. Bringing down the house. Patron, late clock scenario to Peterson. Finishes off the jam.
Patron now only 3 points so far in the first, but 4 assists, getting everyone involved and distributing that ball extremely well.
Ponting from deep. Doesn't drop. Engen tries to keep it alive. Last touched by the Gaels. As we were saying, these are the two highest scoring teams in the nation, ranked 1 and 2 in that category, on pace to exceed that typical 91-point threshold that they hit. This could be reaching the century mark. Both teams on pace to eclipse 100 points. Here's Lutz. Stolen away by Bain. Silas with the strip. Here's Bain. In on Peterson. And that is a strong move. Bain on his way to the rim, absorbing contact, going off glass.
Peterson picking up his second foul on that one. A strong take by Bain, number 14. Another promising freshman for the Gaels.
And for the Gaels, they had a big departure, 4 key losses graduating the team, and this is the freshman youth movement. That's why you can't trust that 16-6 record. When you have that youth movement, you're gonna have to learn on the fly. Of course, U Sports Rookie of the Year, Ollie Engen, a key part of that. But this Gaels team is not your typical 7 seed. Here's Warden. Over to Patron, wide open, Nate Patron. Can't hit it. Foul on the floor. Zabalowski is hitting the deck.
Engen will take a seat, I believe, picking up his second as well. Not the one you want to give up, especially where Sabalaskas perhaps was a bit too deep to get that offensive rebound anyways. Make it a little bit harder, but not too much.
Here's Patron. Checked by Ponting. Can he create some space? 5 seconds. Deep 3. Nothing but the twine. Nate Patron making something out of nothing.
This is something that he does extremely well. Might not have the greatest of openings, but still shoots it with a lot of confidence, and Ponting with a response.
It's a 3-point barrage, rain and trays here in Vancouver. Ponting to Lutz, up to Warden. Corner 3. It's gonna go as well. Each team matching each other from beyond the arc. Aiden Smith with that tally. Silas to Jenkins. Jenkins on his way to the rim, off glass, doesn't go. Smith with a strong board. Here's Lutz. Patron around the back. He's got that ball on a string. Right past Jenkins. Patron kicked out to Warden. Warden absorbs contact. He's going to go to the free throw line. That's going to be the 10th and 11th free throw trips. A big part of why the Dinos, up by 8 right now, outscoring at the free throw line. The Gaels, who've only taken 3 attempts so far.
And definitely not the team you want to have at the free throw line. 76% throughout the regular season, being ranked number 1 in the conference. And along with that, 50% from their field, being number 1 as well in that category. One of the most efficient offenses that you could find not just in the Canada West and the Western Division, but just in the entire country.
Warden hits that first free throw. It's very rare that you find a team capable of shooting 50% for an entire season. Their leading scorer, Nate Patron, doing so as Warden misses the second free throw. But this Dinos team, well coached by head coach Dan Van Horn. Silas for 3. Doesn't go. Foul underneath the basket as AJ Cummings was looking for that one.
In fact, Patron gets called for a loose ball foul. Cummings gets right in position for the O board, but pushed out of the way.
Right under the rim. Lucas Silas, off-ball movement, easy basket. Aiden Smith, have to get it up. That could get called a travel. No, it's going to be called a foul. Going to be charged against the Gaels, Tyson Lama.
Lama bailing the Dinos out in that situation, doing a tremendous job denying Patron getting the ball. Both Silas and Cummings.
It's going to be tough to break this press. Gaels making the Dinos fight for every possession they get past. Here's Patron. Nice little duck and touch pass. Can't finish off the bunny underneath. Point blank missed by Daniels Bomanis. Here's Silas starting to get warm, absorbs contact. Look out. Here comes Lucas Silas and the Gaels down 5.
Back to that 94 feet pressure, pressing full court, and unnecessary foul there by Cumming. They've done a tremendous job sealing it off and making Lutz bring up the ball instead of Patron or Wharton, the strong guards. But that foul is something that you don't want to take.
AJ Cummings, key part of that first quarter, trying to keep pace with the Dinos. He's got 12 points, tied for a game high alongside Dylan Lutz. But for now, we're gonna head to a commercial break. We'll see you on the other side. You're watching 2025 Indochino U Sports Basketball Final 8, presented by Victory Creative Group.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Oh, aussi bon que Messi. C'est pas aussi mauvais que la cigarette, ça?
C'est juste une vapoteuse.
Fais-toi pas d'illusions. Vapoter, c'est jouer avec sa santé. Brise l'illusion.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Back inside War Memorial Gym for a thriller. It's a 5-point lead for the Calgary Dinos. Andrew Savory on the call alongside Ilya Kurbanov. Gaels trailing 40-35, but their bench has really helped them keep pace. Plus 11 in that margin. The Gaels leaning on their secondary unit to fill the scoring void. So far, a quiet game for Ali Engen, just 2 points. Here the Dinos, another strike from deep. The European, Martinez Sabalauskis.
Knocking the 8th three-pointer of the evening.
Silas, step back. That's pretty, doesn't go. Rebound goes to Lutz. Patron, Dalen on him. Patron, kick pass, swung over. That one's gonna drop as well. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Aiden Smith.
Cannot help on a strong side. You have to force Patron to drive and create something else.
Ponting gonna head to the free throw line, but for Calgary, 9 of 17 from deep, 6 of 14 from deep for the Gaels. Can this barrage from the land beyond keep up? Two great offenses orchestrated by Gaels head coach Steph Barry, Calgary head coach Dan Van Horn. Second one drops for Ponting. Have to be careful here, a little bit of a danger zone. Down 9, just over 5.5 left to go in this second quarter. The Gaels would like to keep this to single digits, if not 5 or less. Here's Aiden Smith to Warden. Have to get it over. Here it is into Gershon Sran. Can't hold on to that one. Too hot to handle. Here's Ponting. Couple steps to the rim. 360 spin cycle. Ponting. Little fancy.
Tough shot by Ponting. Somehow not too much height on it, but enough to get it through.
Zabalauskis can't finish point blank. Here's Cummings. Silas stopping on a dime. Looks like that one might have been tipped off the hands of Smith. Zabalauskis quickly over to Warden. Over the timeline. Warden looking for Sran. He was a little bit deeper than he thought. turnover charge against the Dinos. That's going to be their 5th. It has not been a sloppy game so far. Both of these teams really coming to play, making each other earn their offense.
In these situations, the Gaels obviously doing a phenomenal job protecting the front court and the back courts really well, putting the pressure on the ball handlers, making them or forcing them to make those tough decisions. And we've seen a couple of miscues by the Dinos through the pressure.
Here's Silas. Checked by Beckett Johnson, recently checking in, coming out of Salmon Arm, BC. Silas liked that matchup, liked it so much, he's going to go to the line for an and one. Tough matchup and a rude awakening for number 5, Beckett Johnson and the Dinos. Lucas Silas says, I'm going to take you to the rack. I'm going to earn my 3 points the hard way.
Makes a veteran move and a veteran finish on a much younger Beckett Johnson.
In his 5th year, Lucas Silas has his eyes on a national title. Came so close last year. Couldn't get it as Beckett Johnson gets that one. The press still on for the Gaels. Right to the rack is Lutz. Sran trying to get that one to go back up. Rebound to Silas. Fancy move around the back. How do you do? Ollie Engen to the rack. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots as that one goes flying away. If you're Ollie Engen, this is exactly what you need. Haven't found your stroke consistently tonight. Shooting just 1 of 6. You've been forced into a couple threes. Can you find your rhythm at the free throw line? This is where you'll do it.
Looks like the Dinos call a timeout as the Gaels are able to string a few points and a quick run offensively, getting those plays and making things happen. Back-to-back trips to the free throw line, and like you said, you know, Ollie Engen might have not had the most efficient offensive performance so far, but getting to the free throw line could potentially allow him to get in that rhythm, see a couple of shots fall in from the charity strike. It potentially has that window of opportunity to get back inside, continue to be aggressive, and get a few more buckets going and helping them shrink that lead.
We'll see if Engen can find his rhythm. He's going to have 2 free throws on the other side of this timeout. But this weekend, it's multiple days of basketball. These teams are going to have some endurance. And when you look at the Final 8 overall, coverage is going to be continuing tomorrow with the men's semifinals beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern on CBC. You can also catch the men's gold medal game Sunday at 4 p.m., followed by the women's game at 7 p.m. Eastern on CBC and Sportsnet. It's the 2025 Indochino U Sports Final 8, presented by Victory Creative Group. But don't go anywhere right now. This could be the game to circle, and so far it's proved exactly to fit the bill. We've seen offense. We've seen some highlights. What more to have in store? About 25 minutes left to go. Engen hits his first of 2. Part of that Kingston contingent that's really decorated this program. Cole Silas graduating last year, his brother Luca, and now Ollie Engen, the freshman. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Always love when you see a homegrown product go to his local university, make an impact. And again, on the other side of the court, that's Nate Petrone, the Calgarian National Player of the Year for the Dinos.
If you look at the entire team of the Dinos, most of them are from some parts of Alberta, choosing the home school and try to leave a legacy that lasts.
Here's Johnson in for Sran. That's a tough catch. Silas just everywhere on the court right now. That foul looks like it's going against Ponting. We'll wait for the official call.
For a moment, that was a scare look there for Luca Silas, and it actually is going against him.
Yeah, on the reach. For Silas, it's going to be a second foul, 9 points. Might sit for the rest of the second quarter or a quick break. Sran misses his first free throw. splits a pair. Deshaun Sran. Cummings kicking out to Bain. Ruled stepping out of bounds. The Gaels back within 3. Have to be careful with those turnovers. Chance to even this one up before halftime.
Despite it only being a third turnover, like you said, Andrew, it could be crucial in moments like this where you have an opportunity to shrink the lead down and giving the ball up and give Dinos opportunities like this, leaving Wharton wide open, who can make you pay easily.
Dinos bench wanted to travel on Engen. Got that pass off while he was airborne, checked by Johnson. Here's Engen. Johnson, you can see that forearm reaching around. Both teams in bonus situation. Engen heading back to the free throw line where he's finding his rhythm and progress.
Mangan has the smaller Johnson on him, backs him down, forcing Johnson to be out of position to make a play or cut the lane off. And Engen has the opportunity to shrink it down a bit more before halftime.
It's the first. It's both. 1 point game. Hold on to your seats, folks. Don't get the sense that anyone's going to run away with this one. This Gaels squad going to hang around in some huge defense here, forcing Patron to fight out of that double team. Sabalauskis on Bain. Crafty move, spills out. Here's Engen. Crossover dribble on Warden. Tough one off glass. Oh, Engen, how do you get that one to go?
And this is exactly what was said earlier, you know, let Engen get his momentum from the free throw line and perhaps get something going as he gets a bucket over Wharton, but then a necessary foul away from the basket against Wharton and picking up his third just before halftime mark. Something that you don't want to see, especially from the leading scorer of your team.
Engen gonna have to control his emotions. He's such a tough customer. Plays a full 94 feet of game as Warden hits that first free throw. But the reason I say control emotions, they're gonna need his mental strength in the second half. He's a huge part of their offense. He can be active defensively as well. They need him to not get too closer into foul trouble as Warden hits both free throws. Silas. They're going to lean on him with Engen out. The 5-year veteran. The Kingston product. Couldn't get that one to go. Might spill back in. It doesn't. Up to Warden. He's got a few players in the wing. He finds Aiden Smith. Aiden Smith unconscious from deep tonight. That's his 4th 3 up to a game high 14 points.
Left wide open and makes them pay. Too much space for Aiden Smith.
Bain, nice drive to the rim. Ashton Bain. Here's Warden. Oh, little Euro step. Dipsy doodling around Ashton Bain. Here's Silas, things opening up a little bit. Silas, step back. Gets some air, Warden. That's gonna be a reach on Ponting. Warden gonna head back to the free throw line. The 3rd team Canada West All-Star. Making his contribution slowly but surely up to 11 points. 3 for 4 from the stripe here, all in the second quarter.
Warden on that previous possession, beautiful Euro step. The Gaels failed to pick him up early and giving an easy bucket to Wharton, who is now up to 11 points and has the opportunity to make it 13 if he knocks both of those down off the charity strike.
I almost don't even want this game to head into halftime. I'm having too much fun right now, Ilya. It's been such a great contest, and that's what you would expect. The Titans of the OUA, the Titans of Canada West, really living up to the standard that we were hoping for. And right now, tough to say which way this could go, because each time Calgary threatening around that 10-point mark, the Gaels hanging around.
Definitely, they stick with it. They continue to play, press aggressively, and it'll all come down to the defensive execution on both sides of the floor. It's not just the Gaels who need to slow down the three-point shooting off the Dinos, but it's also the discipline on the defensive end by the Dinos and not allowing easy penetrations on the inside, not allowing Silas or Engen when he's on the floor establish that position, you know, because that slowly then opens up for opportunities for Cummings. We've seen him knock down a few triples in the first quarter, had gone quiet since, but it's moments like those that allow the rest of the team to pick up and cue in offensively and find some confidence to get those points.
Warden hits the first of 2 free throws. This is the 3rd and 4th appearance for the Gaels in the final 8. But for Calgary, this is their 14th all time. Both teams looking for a little bit of history. Calgary, their 2nd national championship. And for the Gaels, their 1st. Ponting takes a step towards the rim. Strong rebound, Sabalauskis. .90 seconds left in the first half. Here's Warden. Lutz fighting for position on the inside. Warden finds a seam on his way to the rim. Great defense by the Gaels. Silas to Jenkins. Finds Silas all the way to the rim. Left-hand layup spills out. Here's Patron, 3-on-1. Over to Lutz. Too easy. Fast break offense favoring the Dinos right now, back up by 7. Cummings, can he hit another long bomb? He does. Right now, Aiden Smith, AJ Cummings trading threes. It's a firefight here at War Memorial Gym.
Both sharpshooters making some crucial buckets from beyond the arc.
Baines, huge steal. Showtime here. Baines with a little soft touch at the rim, courtesy of his great defense.
Defense to offense, a critical 2-pointer for the Gaels as we come closer to the halftime.
5-second differential, game clock, shot clock. Warden checked by Baines. Over to Sabalauskis for the 3, can't get it to go. Kept alive for a moment, but here are the Gaels. 3 seconds to work with, and that's gonna get called to charge. Sabalauskis makes up for that missed 3 by drawing the charge on Silas. Might have been a 50-50 call, but Sabalauskis looks like he got his feet set.
Caught him off guard. Silas certainly didn't expect him to be in position there, and now you have 3 important players in your lineup with 3 fouls heading into halftime, and this is one that I'm sure Silas would have wanted to keep for later stages of the game.
As we watched that 3 recently from AJ Cummings. Right now, both these teams visiting. I want to know where Calgary's going for dinner. I want to know what AJ Cummings had for breakfast, because both players are just shooting tremendously from beyond the arc. Aiden Smith, 4 of 8, but AJ Cummings, a perfect 5 of 5.
There's, you know, something you would want to see if you're the Gaels, especially if you have to compete against a high-profile offense in the Dinos. And like you said, Aiden Smith showing up for the Dinos. But then if you look just across the board, Dylan Lutz is 2 for 3. Noah Wharton is 2 for 3. Nate Patron, who has been having a very quiet night shooting-wise, is 1 for 3 and distributing the ball extremely well at 5 assists and only 1 turnover so far in this half. And with 1.8 left on the clock is way too much time for either of these guys to get a shot off ahead of the halftime. And extend that lead to 5.
What do they have drawn up? Into Sabalauskis, he gets it off. There's the floater. It's going to spill out. This lead is going to stay at 2 points. It's 57 to 55 for the Calgary Dinos. We're going to see you on the other side of about a 15-minute halftime break. But Ilya, what stood out from this first half?
I think the biggest thing is both teams are not giving up, playing some extremely well-executed offense, but defensively, one of the two will eventually figure it out, and that's the one that potentially will come up on top. You know, neither of the teams turning the ball over. Everyone is rebounding. Everyone is engaged. It all comes down to the defensive execution, and come down the stretch in the fourth quarter, I think it will be the decider of this matchup.
It's time now for our PepsiCo Foods Canada U Sports Champion Spotlight. Tonight we bring you the story of Kamari Scott from the UPEI Panthers, the 2025 U Sports Community Service Award winner, and Athletes on Track bursary winner, is leaving a lasting legacy both on and off the court. Take a watch. We'll see you in about 15.
I'm with Aaron Brooms, who plays basketball for the
Describe myself as a very outgoing, fun, energy, happy guy. I really love to play basketball. I'm just a very generous, big personality guy. I always have a smile on my face. Friends call me Smile sometimes just because I'm always smiley. One thing that like my dad always told me was to build connections and anybody I meet, just to always stay in contact. Those type of relationships go a long way. So I've always been from young. I've always just had a good relationship with teachers or friends or family friends. If somebody is to ask like who is Kamari Scott or how is he, they will leave a good review on me basically. Just knowing what type of person I am. I'm looked at as definitely a leader on the team. Definitely somebody that the guys look up to in any situation, just because I've been here for so long. I've been through a couple finals, I've been to nationals, so a lot of the guys look up to me and look like when things aren't going good, like I'm supposed to be the energy guy, I'm supposed to carry the team. I wouldn't say a lot of pressure, but definitely I hold a lot of standards to myself. Life here on the island is pretty good. Summer times are probably amazing, like they're to die for. So I've spent 3 summers here already. Lots of job opportunities, lots of coaching opportunities, and I also train kids like during the summer here too, so I love it. So basically it's for Black athletes in youth sports that basically have a plan or are basically trying to accomplish or chase a dream or goal. For say a lot of us Black athletes are maybe on the less fortunate side. funding wise. This program kind of helps you kind of start whatever process you're going through, or if you're in need of something. It's a really good if you get the opportunity in the near future. Very honored to be a part of that group. I always feel like when I accomplish things like that, like hard work definitely pays off. I was very happy. I texted R80 right away, and I thanked them, and I was like very grateful for the opportunity. I think I showed my mom right away. I was like, Mom, I won. And I don't win a lot of things like money wise or just awards wise. So when I ever get the award to win something like that, I'm very honored.
Where exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated, Ontario University Athletics.
This is a call to empower, to unite, and to celebrate the bold in all their glory. It's time to own the ice. Are you ready?
We are athletes.
Do you know what Husky athletes are made of?
Determination.
Hustle.
Resilience.
We're part of a team and a community.
We work hard for every goal.
And every grade.
Do you know what Husky athletes become?
Pharmacists.
Teachers.
Professionals.
Olympians.
When you invest in student athletes, you invest in the future.
When you elevate her, you elevate the game.
Watch women win.
Everyone watches Husky women's sports.
See her,
Be her.
This is more than just a game. This is about who rules the court. The U Sports Basketball Championships, March 13th to 16th on CBC Gem.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. athlètes de grand talent, des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
U-Sports on CBC, presented by les championnats U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supplies, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, Wilson, APAR, and by Indochino.
"20 minutes left of quarterfinal action. It's the 2025 Indochino U Sports Basketball Final 8 presented by Victory Creative Group. Andrew Saver on the call alongside Ilya Kurbanov. And right now, with those halftime stats coming up, brought to you by Wilson, the official U Sports Basketball. Ilya, we've talked about the threes. We've talked about the offense, different contributors. We were talking about Ollie Engen and Nate Patron being the key stars to this game, but right now, AJ Cummings, Dylan Lutz trading baskets from the land beyond.
I think that's what you have to do when you are playing in situations like this, when your number one scorer is not on pace to do what he normally does. Who can step up? Who can make those plays? And obviously, Nate Patron might have not had the best of offenses so far, but he's gotten everybody involved. He finds those opening looks for everybody else, and AJ Cummings steps in for the Gaels, knocks down a few critical triples, one late in that second quarter, and that's probably the reason why they're still in this game, because it could have been a runaway situation. But the foul trouble also speaks a lot to the story of this game. Obviously, Silas, Engen, Lama, all with three, and obviously Silas picking up that third foul so late in the second quarter.
Yeah, hard to watch if you're head coach Steph Barry, you don't want to see that from your fifth-year star. Really the emotional core of this group, leading them through performance, leading through the camaraderie of bringing people together, a vocal leader in his own right. And for the Gaels, it's a question of, can they sustain this torrid three-point shooting? 7 of 16, 43.8%. Typically shooting around 33% on a given night during the regular season, trying to keep pace with this Dinos team who's shooting 50% from deep.
Well, you know, if you want to keep on pace with the Dinos, that's not maybe the best option when you're playing in these games, because you know the Dinos are one of the best, if not the best, three-point shooting teams in the country.
And you're going to have to play responsible. 3 fouls. U Sports Rookie of the Year, a terrific career ahead of him, but he's not looking to the future, he's looking into the present. Here's Ponting. Free throw extended jumper. Gets the friendly roll, and the Gaels tie this one up to start the third quarter.
And Ponting could be very well be the answer in the absence of Lucas Silas, who's sitting with 3, of course.
Patron on his way to the rim. Declan Peterson, the putback. The 6'11" center saying, I got you, Patron.
Seen that in the championship game as well. Similar style points.
Engen can't get the 15-footer to fall. Rebound goes to Smith. Here's Warden, spin move to the rack, left hand. Look at the athleticism, the Bramptonian, Noah Warden flying to the rim.
Spinorama in the action.
Rebound tapped around, it's gonna go back to the Dinos. Here's Patron. Three-pointer in transition, the leaner doesn't go. Tapped around, picked up by Warden. In his feet for a moment. Ponting reaching for that one. Warden keeping it in front of him. And for Ponting, that's going to be his second.
Not the best foul to give up. Warden in a position where he's trapped in a corner, 2 players on him, and you kind of give him an easy way out.
Patron, checked by Sycamore. Patron gets to the rack. Strong first step, blows by the freshman Sycamore. Engen. Into the shot blocker, Peterson. That's a tough shot to take. Peterson all over him. Here's Smith. They got numbers. And they got baskets. Nate Patron finding the open man.
Like we said earlier, Nate Patron is not the one you want to see get going if you're the Gaels. You have to find him in transition every single time.
Smith up to Peterson. That one tipped by Bailey. War Memorial threatening to become a highlight factor. We've seen a few jams from Peterson today. That one tipped out of bounds by Bailey. Last touch by the Dinos on its way out. Lama checks back in. Here's Silas. Over to Cummings. Dalen. 8 seconds to work. Silas fading. Peterson got up in front of him. Rebound goes to Lutz. Lutz fighting for his own rebound. Dalen corrals it. Gaels trailing by 9. They need this one. Sycamore can't get it to go. Last touch by the Gaels. The lead back up to 9 points for the Dinos. Starting to get a little bit more comfortable in the Gaels. Not going for those threes. Struggling to get to the rim. Declan Peterson, principle of verticality, making a difference, preventing these layups.
Big time. Sometimes you don't need to jump for the blocks. It's just standing tall, keeping your hands up high, and just affecting the shot that way.
Here's Patron, checked by Jenkins. 10 on the clock. Patron, the lob to Peterson. Dalen kept that one alive. Peterson still going for it. Hard foul fighting for it. Jenkins out back up off the floor. No worse for wear. Foul charge against Peterson.
And Peterson picking up his third. That's perhaps the break the Gaels were looking for, opening up a couple of lanes maybe, not having Peterson on the inside affecting your shots.
When a 6'11" wall leaves the game, you figure the Gaels may see a little bit of daylight. Chance to get to the rim. Becca Johnson checking back in for the Dinos. Sabolauskis likely the last line of defense, tallest player on the floor for the Dinos. Here's Silas. Warden standing tall. Johnson, 2 players on him. Gaels don't like it. There's the double team, Sycamore and Dalen. They want to talk it over. Foul's going to be charged with the reach to Sycamore. As we have another watch here. Couple hands in the breadbasket of Johnson. The Gaels really going to stick with this full court press. They've been running it the entire game thus far. The issue with the press is once it's broken, it leads to an on-man opportunity. Here's Patron from deep. That's a heat check. And you know what? He's hot. He was warm in Calgary. He's even hotter in BC. 38 points in Vancouver 2 weekends ago. Patron staying active.
Unable to find anything and leaving some on the rim. Kai Dalen.
8 points in the quarter for Patron. Checked by Lama. Here's Warden. Grabbing his ankle on the way to the rim. Might have stepped on a foot. You hope he's okay. Looks like it's the left. As we look for a replay here, Noah Warden. Here's the drive. Dalen on the rotation. Oh, no. It's the foot coming over from Lama.
I think it was certainly not a foul. It's just a basketball play, and it looked like Wharton stepped on the foot of rotating Lama, and we're just not quite sure whether or not there was a sprain, because on replay there was nothing that looked like an ankle sprain, but hopefully it's nothing any more serious than what it actually is.
You hope he can walk under his own power. Trainer for Calgary coming over, wants to talk it over. Noah Warden being helped up. Round of applause here. Ginger on that left foot. You hope it's just the shock and the adrenaline that's going through him. Looks like he's able to step on it, which is a good sign. I'm sure he'll be evaluated. Noah Warden, huge part of this team. 4 for 7 from the field, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 14 points. Need I go on? Doing a little bit of everything.
One of the crucial components to that Dinos offense. Can create his own shot, can get everybody involved, and it's not something that you want to see regardless if you're a Dinos or Gaels.
You can see him, he's still walking on it. Looks like he's going to be working with Denny Chow, athletic therapy student for the Dinos. Try and do some motions to restore some feeling, some comfort to that left foot. As we have an injury timeout, but right now, Nate Patron entering this quarter with 6 points. He's got 8 points in this quarter. It's a 12-2 run with 5:43 left in the third, and dangerous moments right now for the Gaels.
Absolutely, you have to find Patron in transition. You cannot give him any breathing space, the same way they kind of did in the first half, limiting his touches before he gets to the half court, before he gets into the front court and generates that offense. You have to deny him all the way, all 94 feet, and so far they haven't been doing that like they did in the first half.
On those 3-on-2s, Patron, he's trailed, he's got rid of the ball early. He's been the open hand, able to play off ball and on ball. Misses that extended baseline jumper. Rebound goes to Bain. Here's Ponting, they need a response. They don't get it. Here's Patron, head of steam. Over to Johnson. Lutz, pump fake, decides to take it. Rebound back to the Dinos. Here's Patron, swatted aside by Ponting. Using every bit of his wingspan on that one. Lucas Ponting, 6'6", swats it out of bounds.
Sees the drive before it happens, make that help side rotation. Knows Patron is coming and he beat his defender. And obviously, Bain also does a tremendous job just affecting it early before the block.
Sabalowskis, tough shot, good D from the Gaels. This is the time to make your move. No Declan Peterson, no Noah Warden on the floor. Engen, little push shot, doesn't go. Bain trying to chase back as Balmanis. Quickly up, and another three gonna fall. Dylan Lutz said, you know what, Aiden Smith, I can hit him from deep too. Engen. So crafty at getting to the rim. It's been a tough night, just 3 of 11 for Engen. But if he can come alive, the Gaels can stay in it. Balmanis. Johnson. Patron, the step back. He gets it to go. How many tricks does Nate Patron have in his bag?
A bag full of moves indeed, and hypes the crowd up on the way to the bench as well, rightfully so. A beautiful sidestep, recognizes he's got the taller Dalen on him. A mismatch, takes advantage of it, and to your point, obviously, Dylan Lutz knocking down some big triples as well.
The three-point barrage has cooled a little bit for Queens, but for Calgary, the good times just keep on rolling. 14 of 25 from deep. And right now we're inching towards the end of the third, final frame coming up. But don't go anywhere, whether you're watching at home, you're in the building tonight, or maybe you're thinking about buying a ticket and get into War Memorial for 7 p.m. We have coming up here, it's the number 1 seed Saskatchewan Huskies versus the number 8 seed Alberta Golden Bears. And speaking of the women's hoops action, coverage is going to be continuing all weekend. And on Saturday, we have the women's semifinals beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern on CBC. You can catch the women's gold medal game at 7 p.m. Eastern on CBC Gem and Sportsnet. It's going to be a thrilling one here at the Indochino U Sports Final 8, presented by Victory Creative Group. Excuse me, Alberta Pandas. One of those schools with the 2 names. I appreciate that, Ilya. The Alberta Pandas, led by Claire Signatovich, Ella Reese.
Had the opportunity to see them in action against the UBC Thunderbirds in the quarterfinal action, semifinal, that being here at War Memorial Gym a couple of weeks ago.
2 hands for safety. Sillis to Bailey. Gaels right now down 14. They're going to need a little bit more of that. Some stuffing on the cake. Here's Johnson. All the way to the rim. Bailey, an emphatic swat. Landed hard on his shoulder. AJ Cummings worried for his teammate here as Bailey fell down on that right shoulder, writhing in pain. You hate to see it. As we get a replay here, we hope he's okay. Bailey, that was a tremendous block as he came down hard, that right arm breaking his fall. As Bailey, Malcolm Bailey. Hope he's okay.
Strong plays on both ends. threw it down with two hands earlier on, and now get that emphatic rejection on the defensive end.
Patron with the patience gets Silas in the air. AJ Cummings over to Engen. Last man back, Baumanis. Engen. A little too strong off the glass, ran the rebound. Have to get it over the timeline. Nearly a turnover. Here's Johnson. Spin move. Baumanis. Puts it up. Swan fighting for the offensive rebound. It's going to be a shot clock violation to Gaels. That defense is going to have to be strong the rest of the way. That's a good possession.
Great defensive effort there, perhaps questioning the decision-making on Baumanis. Was wide open a couple of times. Patron encouraging him to shoot that triple.
Silas on his way to the hoop. Luka drawing the contact from Sran. Gonna head to the line, and recently injury sustained on both sides. Noah Warden, it's the ankle. Malcolm Bailey checking out. Looked like it was the shoulder. Lucas Silas senses time is not on the Gaels side. It's a double-digit deficit. Silas so far here tonight. 7 points, 3 of 15 shooting. That free throw doesn't go. He's over 3 from deep. He's been trying to get into the paint, just hasn't found his rhythm. Can he do so at the free throw line after missing the first? Hits the second. Smith. Patron. Thought about the step through. Double on the ball. Zabalauskis. 3 ball, doesn't drop. Silas to Ponting. Cummings. They're gonna need more from him, and he says, I got you, Coach Barry. That's my 6th tray. 6 for 6 from deep.
A huge one too as well, bringing them within 10. Opportunity to cut it back down to single digits if they get a stop here.
Crafty idea from Zabalauskis. Sran didn't duck in fast enough. Turnover committed by the Dinos. AJ Cummings may have to play hero on this one. How much do the Gaels have left in the tank? We can see Bailey back on the sideline. Noah Warden hasn't returned to the Calgary bench. Engen. Checked here. Little push shot. All over him there was Alan Spoonhunter.
Cummings does a good job now taking away Patron, making sure the rest of the team finds some offense that doesn't involve the National Player of the Year.
AJ Cummings thwarting on that one. Silas. Foul is going to be charged here. They're putting it on number 3, Lucas Silas. That's his 4th. Could render him a non-factor for a little bit. Looks like Sikkema may be checking in for him. Indeed he is. We're not going to see Lucas Silas likely until the 4th.
And perhaps that foul that he picked up late in the second could have been that 3rd, and he would have indeed stayed in the game, but
deep tray, Aiden Smith. My goodness, Aiden Smith. He says, AJ Cummings, I'm coming for you. And here's Cummings. Can he respond in kind? He can't.
First miss from the 3-point line by Cummings as well.
Patron tries to draw the foul. Doesn't get the whistle. That one last touched by Sran. For the Gaels, need to get this to single digits as this game nears the last 10 minutes. Ollie Engen, as we hear the Queen's contingent. The Kingston kid, Ollie Engen, U Sports Rookie of the Year, starting to find his rhythm up to 14 points.
And using that turnaround jumper against Spoon Hunter on back-to-back occasions.
Patron, deep three, contested by Engen. Rebound goes to the Gaels. Shot clock's turned off. Gonna look to hold for one shot. Here's Engen. Does he have a dose of heroism in him? They're gonna need it. Down 9, 8 seconds to work. Engen, spin cycle pass Sran, what a move. Ollie Engen, change of direction. That one's not gonna count, even if it goes. Late clock heave by Dylan Lutz. Ollie Engen, the lead was going from that 10 to 15 point range, but all of a sudden it's 78 to 71. We'll see you on the other side of a commercial break. You're watching the 2025 Indochino U Sports Final 8, presented by Victory Creative Group.
This is a call to empower, to unite, and to celebrate the bold in all their glory. It's time to own the ice. Are you ready?
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Closing time here at War Memorial Gym. Such an honor to be alongside you, Andrew Savory, with Ilya Kurbanov. And you know what? As we look at these Wilson third quarter stats presented by Wilson Evolution, the official U Sports basketball, Ollie Engen coming alive down the stretch, getting these Gaels back in this one.
Absolutely, some critical possessions where they trusted the first-year player, the national rookie of the year in the U Sports, and OUA, of course. Those turnaround jumpers against Spoon Hunter, then that crisp layup against Saran down the stretch, bringing them within 7. Can they make it happen? Can they upset the number 2 seed? Obviously, the Gaels, who battle-tested, went to the Wilson Cup final, came up short against the GGs, but now have the opportunity to make a statement at War Memorial Gym.
Lucas Silla still sitting with 4 fouls, the 5th here. You know he's going to come back for some big moments. He doesn't want his U Sports career to end. As Peterson takes some contact, Ponting rotating over. But Ollie Engen, a little bit of a shaky first half in his first ever postseason, but rounding into it in his first ever Final 8 action, the freshman. Dalen, active above the rim. Can the Gaels break this comeback down into incremental pushes, get it to within 5, get it to within 3? Dylan Lude stepping out of bounds on the catch. That's what the Gaels need.
Let's get a kill, get 3 stops, get something on the board, at least 2 or 4 points along the way, and
pocket pass into Engen, spin move. Doesn't go. Dalen. Is he going to try and go up with it? He is. Peterson got a piece of it. Sran corralling it. You're going to have to get it over the timeline. 3 seconds to work with. Tipped. Cummings with the steal. Cummings. Floater off back iron. Dalen. That's going to be a reach-in foul.
Another effective defensive possession. Making sure Saran handles the ball, not Patron or Smith or even Lutz, who could get it over the timeline, forcing that turnover.
That full court press, working out on that time. Ollie Engen, 7 seconds to work with. The Magician, Ollie Engen, turning, fading, off front rim. Sycamore, big offensive board. Peterson fighting for it. Touch pass inside. Cummings, right place, right time, and the Gaels don't go anywhere. Back within 5.
Cummings, that was his first 2-point field goal made and second attempted in the entire game.
Lutz just throws it up. Rebound goes to Peterson. He gets it. The crowd doesn't like the missed call. Patron got away with the travel. Engen to Cummings. All the way to the rim. Peterson trying to meet him there. AJ Cummings says, you know what? I've had enough of scoring threes. I'm going to score with a couple lays.
You know, when the lane is open and you have it, you must take it, especially in positions when you're down.
Sran swatted aside by Ponting. Couple blocks tonight for Ponting. The contest to Patron, and Patron responds just when they need him most. Up to a team high 20 points for Nate Patron, the player of the year.
Now looks like to be an illegal screen, I believe.
Dalen going to check out. Malcolm Bailey, great to see him back in the court. Took a hard fall on that right shoulder. A little bit of size and length to try and neutralize Declan Peterson. Here's Engen. Kick out. Sycamore. Can't get it to fall. Here's Patron. 10 seconds on the clock. Good first step over to Smith. Another long ball and falls for Smith. I'm going to lose count at this point. His 6th of the game, up to 20 points for Aiden Smith.
Aiden Smith, not the player you want to leave wide open. A clean stroke, great form on the jumper. Doesn't need much space to get the shot off.
It's not just shot execution, it's shot preparation. Aiden Smith, Dylan Lutz, Nate Patron. They can catch and fire those set plays. Working out for the Dinos. One of the more impressive shooting displays from the land beyond in Final 8 history. 17 of 30 from 3-point range. Wall pass, a little bit too hot for Declan to catch. Engen over to Cummings. That one blocked by Lutz. Tries to make space. Accidentally runs into the official. Here's Johnson to Lutz. Lutz, the fader over Cummings, gets the roll. Cummings beside himself. The Dinos restoring this lead back up to 13 points, having the answer for every stroke of Queen's offense. And they're getting the roll just when they need it. Opportunistic basket, Tyson Lama.
Lama with the Kawhi-like shot.
Rattling around, keeping it back within 10. 5.5 left to go here in this final frame of the quarterfinal. A date with destiny on the line. Nate Patron. That shot, the rainbow 3. Nate Patron up to a game high 23 points. Head coach Steph Barry wants to talk it over because Nate Patron coming alive here tonight. Timeout called, and Ilya Queens running out of time.
Certainly are. And that, like you say, the barrage of threes, you have to find players in transition. Obviously, when it's contested shots that fall, those are the ones that you live with. And at this point, what do you do? And how do you stop it? Because Patron is finding his rhythm, whether it's contested or not. And offensively, the Gaels can't produce much going the other way.
As we watch that highlight pack, we look inside the tunnels. Head coach Dan Van Horn imploring his squad, don't take your foot off the gas right now. These Gaels, they keep making their pushes. We haven't seen Lucas Silas the entire fourth quarter. Why? He's at 4 fouls. He's in foul trouble. Likely going to check back in if I was a gambling man after this whistle, because if you're the Gaels, you're down 13, you have to make your push right now.
You have to make those plays, absolutely, and especially in the moments like this. You need to have your leaders on the floor to make those crucial and crunch time plays. Lucas Silas also might have not had the most prolific nights that we've seen him have on this stage or even in the OUA this season, but here he is with an opportunity to bring it back down within single digits and make a late push to even this game out.
And there he is, Lucas Silas, checking back in, 8 points, 4 fouls, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 15 from the field. But you know what? It's a new game. This is where heroes are made. The 5th year, fighting through a few screens. Off-ball foul. Head coach Dan Van Horn wants to know what created the contact as we see it here. That one looks like it's going to be charged against Beckett Johnson. Looking for an explanation as we look towards the table here.
Both coaches don't know what the call is, and looks like there isn't a foul on play. And
Silas, was that the crafty off the back inbounds? That happened so fast I couldn't see it.
Some tricks up in his book, catching them off balance, off guard, and Beckett Johnson now this time certainly is picking up his 3rd personal.
Never turn your back to the ball, and Beckett Johnson committing the foul, converting into an and one for Lucas Silas. His brother Cole hit a huge game-winning 3 last year in the Wilson Cup to win the OUA. Does Lucas Silas share the gene for heroism? Here's Lutz. Little push shot. That one goes. Dylan Lutz, Aiden Smith, so crafty, so good at creating space, patient on offense. Lucas Silas, straight line drive, doesn't go. Rebound goes to Declan Peterson. Up to Patron. Ball's on a string. Dinos up 12, finding the open man. Dylan Lutz can't respond from deep. Ball touches the top, out of bounds, back to the Gaels, less than 5 left.
Beautiful ball movement by the Dinos, freeing up Lutz by himself in that corner. Seen him hit a couple of those today, this time unlucky.
Engen looking to orchestrate, 4.5 left to go. Stolen away partially. Gavin Johnson picking up 2 consecutive fouls. He can't believe it. That's going to put Lucas Silas at the line, and the Gaels in the bonus the rest of the way. Every foul practically leading to free throws here.
Beckett Johnson fouling out of this game.
As Silas hits the first. Silas misses the second. Lots of pressure here, and that's a hard reach committed by the Gaels. Lama and Silas coming over. It's the right call, foul charge against Lama. First foul committed to the corner by the Gaels. It's an 11-point lead, but it still feels slim the way this game has gone. The shooting performances of AJ Cummings, the ability for Ollie Engen to get to the rim. Here's Patron. Trying to make some space. Bomanis over to Patron. 5 seconds to work. Ponting. A little bit too physical on Patron, who was able to get around.
Only his third personal, but Patron, this is what he does really well. He engages you off the dribble, gets you off your feet, and if you're too slow or working with your hands too much, he'll get that call.
And for Patron, not necessarily explosive, but it's the change of direction that makes it so tough for defenders to stay in front. And Ponting gets the steal right back. Open three, they need it, they get it. The Gaels down 8, and here's the double. Silas can't commit a foul or he's gone. Quickly up, Bomanis. Kick out, Lutz. That's huge if it goes. It does. Missed assignment there. The drive and kick formula working for the Dinos. Cummings. Engen back to the rim. Gets all the way. Timeout called by the Dinos. Back within single digits. 98-89 here, Ilya. Less than 4 minutes left to go.
The Gaels certainly refusing to go away. A critical stop there by Ponting. Pushes the pace up the floor. Calls his own number. Knocks it down. But then Lutz again. The Dinos are so well with drive penetration. Kicking the ball right back out. Seen him on a previous possession. Miss the shot. Miss everything on that shot. Staying composed. Staying focused. Next play. Makes it count, and then Ollie Engen again getting in and making it count as a freshman. Some critical basketball here down the stretch with less than 3.5 left in his game.
3 minutes, 13 seconds, and it's gonna feel like an hour to these Dinos. Can they hold on to this lead? There's certain players you can't leave open down the stretch. Dylan Lutz, 4 of 7 from deep. Nate Patron, 6 for 9. Aiden Smith, 6 for 10. And all without the services of Noah Warden, who has not come back to the bench in the fourth quarter. We can see him deep in the corner being treated, likely not to return here. Hope he's okay, because you know what? If Calgary advances, there's going to be a semifinal coming up.
And that's not the player, the type of player that you want to miss in your lineup. Though they do have some incredible talent that can fill in the gaps and step up. As we've seen, Patron didn't have the most stellar of the first halves, and everyone was active and engaged. You're going to have to rely on more than that if Wharton remains out for the rest of the tournament.
Bomanis over to Smith, back to Smith. Patron's going to have to heave. It's a prayer. Not going to be answered, but Peterson, big offensive board. Patron swung over to Smith. That's a difficult catch. Can't get the make. Peterson, back-to-back offensive boards. How crucial is Declan Peterson? Another try for Smith. Shot's not going to count. Declan Peterson being called for the foul.
Looks to set that screen and free up Aiden Smith for that opportunity, but moving his feet on the way makes it easy for the official to make that call.
Wide open down the lane. Bomanis Nearly misses the layup, but he gets it to go. Engen. As we near the 2-minute mark of the final frame, desperation starting to sink in for the Gaels. Cummings gets that one to fall, back within 9. AJ Cummings, 22 big points. Declan Peterson wide open. Must take foul by Ashton Baines, preventing the Declan Peterson jam.
That's the type of foul you want to take in these situations, not allowing an easy layup for Peterson. Force him to shoot those free throws and earn it.
Peterson on the season, just a 46% free throw shooter at 45.8. This place is going to get a little bit loud. The Queens fans making it rumble, but Peterson defies the odds, hits the first. Misses the second. 10 points, 2 minutes. Queens, how many tricks do they have? Silas, on his way to the rim, takes some contact, can't get it to go, draws the foul. Lucas Silas, you have to love the tenacity, never giving up.
And that'll be 5 on Peterson. A crucial play there and way to stay with it by Silas, getting that offensive board, get the second chance opportunity. And again, can they continue to stay aggressive and make those plays?
Silas, his 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game. None bigger than these right here. Misses the first. Great to see some Calgary faithful on the opposite side. Calgary on the far side. Queens behind us as Silas splits a pair. Sabalauskis. Kicked out to the wing, he gets it back. Sabalauskis, pump fake. On his way to the rim. He's got Lutz wide open underneath. Things opening up a little bit for the Dinos as Queens playing fast and loose. Engen straight to the rim, burst of speed. The defense needs to support the offense right now. They're gonna have to get a steal. Nearing 60 seconds left in this one. Dylan Lutz killing some clock. Over to Smith. Sabalauskis. Patron. Was the National Player of the Year, had the dagger, fouled on his way to the rim. He says, hey, I'm shooting. Officials agree as well. Queens wants it on the ground, but Patron looked like he was going for a layup as we watch the replay here. Hacked on his way to the rim.
Continuation and earns that call. Patron with a minute 04 left could make it an 11-point game, and that would very much be unreachable for the Gaels.
These are the moments where stars emerge and shine brightest. And Nate Patron working on a triple-double as he misses that second free throw. Sycamore misses the open 3. Baines the rebound, put right back up. Patron at 24, 9, and 8. Bomanis, full court press, nearly stolen away. But they get it up the floor just at the 16-second mark. Patron all the way to the hoop. Bodies hitting the deck, barely avoiding the 8-second violation of the Dinos. 39 seconds left in this one, looking like that's going to be all she wrote. As Sycamore gets the floater to go. That one last touch by Silas. The pressure is commendable from Queens, fighting until the very last second.
Close goal and well fought there by Silas. Tried to get that steal and earn an extra possession as the clock is nearing down the end of the game. And Coach Van Hoeren now calls a timeout. They'll probably look at advancing the ball just to get into the front court and burn some clock off and get a late shot or get something early to bring them back within 10 points. And it's going to be a challenge for the Gaels to find anything in this situation.
Do they have a miracle? Do they have a prayer? It's going to take a couple steals. And who's going to answer? But for Calgary, they talk it over in the huddle. If they're able to cement this game, they'll play the winner of tonight's 8 p.m. game. It's the 6th seed University of PEI versus the hometown squad, UBC Thunderbirds at the 3 seed. That's 8 p.m. tip-off at the Doug Mitchell Thunderbird Sports Center. Expect a packed house for that one. And if UBC can pull it off and advance to the semis, tomorrow will be a rematch of the Canada West Finals, a Canada West Final in which Nate Petrone dropped 38-10.
And that would be a matchup to watch as well, as obviously there's some cheapness between the two teams.
Petrone has to get it up. Silas, active hands, poking at it. They ran a set play out of the timeout. Coach Van Horn wants to use it again. Talk it over. No room for errors. That's the sign of a team with championship aspirations. Number 2, Calgary Dinos.
The shooting of this team has certainly put them in a front run, in a front seat of this game. 54% from the three-point line and almost 20 threes as a team, sitting at 19 of 35. And has been very much the difference of this entire matchup between the teams.
And Queens has looked to their bench. They're plus 24 in bench scoring. Some of their key starters, Lucas Silas in particular, struggling throughout the game until the 4th quarter. And they started to try and regain their rhythm. But for Lucas Silas, it's been a tremendous U Sports career. Drafted into the CBL as well. It's going to come to a conclusion here, but we have to tip our cap to the effort of Lucas Silas, and certainly a thrill to watch in the future. Looking bright for the Gaels. We've seen Ashton Bain be active, Ponting, two-way player, Ollie Engen. If you're a Gaels fan tuning in tonight, or maybe you're in the building, don't despair. Strong OUA seasons ahead for this Queens squad. Recently checking into the game for the Gaels, David Aon committing the foul. Checking back in is Engen for Aon. Lutz missing the first. Stranger things have happened. 8 points, 25.8 seconds.
No timeouts for either of the teams.
Sikkema, the 3, off front rim, rebound back to the Dinos. That looks like it should be all she wrote, as quickly getting it up the floor. And gonna finish that one off, Sabalauskis. Silas gonna dribble it up, he's gonna compete until the very end. The Dinos punching their ticket to the U Sports Final 8 semifinal tomorrow, Ilias. 109-98 victory, one for the history books, one of the best shooting performances ever, certainly in the Final 8. 50% from the field, 54% from three-point range.
One of the most efficient performances that you could have put up to start your campaign in the U Sports Final 8 if you're the Dinos. Incredible shooting from Lutz, Smith, obviously Petrone got going hoping that Noah Wharton is able to play in tomorrow's matchup. We see him walking in the handshake line, limping on his foot, has his left shoe off, and as a team, they've just put up an incredible performance, and it was just slightly too much for the Gaels to handle.
And final stats tonight, brought to you by Wilson, makers of the official U Sports basketball. We talked about the three-point shooting. We've talked about the bench scoring of Queens. Fast break points, though, 20-7 in favor of the Dinos. An athletic squad. They're able to play inside and out, Ilya.
Getting it done on all ends and all fronts, and obviously getting some critical stops down the stretch, but finding the right person in transition, moving the ball as well as they have. They have assisted 25 times on 37 field goals made. They were number 3 in that category throughout the year, averaging 18.5 assists per game, and they were way above that stat line.
It was a thrill to watch. We were treated to some highlights. We were treated to an impressive shooting display. Don't go anywhere throughout this weekend. We hope you join us as the Saskatchewan Huskies are going to take on the Alberta Pandas coming up. But we also have the players of the game. From the Queens Gaels, AJ Cummings, 24 points, 6 3-pointers. And who else but Nate Petrone, the player of the game chosen for Calgary. We said flirting with a triple-double, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. We've talked about the stars shining when they need to. Nate Petrone certainly did that in the second half.
Most definitely. You know, they contained them extremely well in that first half, limiting his touches, not allowing him to even get to the ball. And then slowly but surely he got going. He found some shots that not every player would dare to take, let alone make. Some incredible playmaking by the National Player of the Year.
Final score tonight, 109-98 for the Calgary Dinos. For Ilya Kurbanov, I'm Andrew Savory. You've been watching Indochino U Sports Final 8 Basketball presented by Victory Creative Group. Have a great night. We'll see you soon, or tune into the next matchup. Huskies, Pandas, coming up. It's U Sports on CBC.